Hi there, Hanz here. I was scrolling through Facebook the other day when I came across a post talking about star strings Yori. I have a love for astronomy and all things cosmic, so of course I had to take a look for myself. And my friend, after reading Star Strings Yori, I cannot recommend it enough. In English it's called From Star Strings, but I'm gonna call it Star Strings Yori anyway because I'm a massive weeb. I read Star Strings Yori in a few translation versions, and I gotta say the one by Seven Seas Entertainment is the best. I'm a sucker for well-chosen words and well-written dialogues, and they got it all. Now, there will be major spoilers, so please do pause and take a look at Star Strings Yori should you have not, before committing to this video. Star Strings Yori is very short and it would probably take you at most 30 minutes to finish. And with that out of the way, let us dive into the story. Star Strings Yori tells the story of Kororu, a young girl living alone on a planet. Kororu survived well there, but she longed for a companion. One day, Kororu stumbled upon a string that reached far beyond the blue sky above. When she tugged upon it, she could feel a response from the other end. Filled with an imperious desire to meet the other person, and with her hope for companionship ushering her to action, she decided to climb the string. When I read Akihito Shikishi's work, Star Strings Yori's author, also known for Made in Abyss, I always have this feeling of childhood wonders. I think much of this wonder comes from the promise of adventure from the gimmick of this story's setting, a string connecting heaven and earth. Imagine what and where it might lead to. Much like the strings connecting planets, throughout Star Strings Yori it is hope that is the red string connecting everything. Much of that hope is conveyed through the timbre she plays to the string, and is materialized in the form of a terrarium she wished to gift the other person. Hope drove Kororu to ascend the strings. Hope kept her on her feet when she was knocked down. Hope was her fuel and her drive, and when she was on the last of her will dangling across the emptiness of space, hope kept her going. That makes it all the more painful when that hope was shattered, and all the more invigorating when it was rejuvenated. When Kororu reached the other end, the hostile weather of the destination ripped her from the string and smashed her to the ground, severely injuring her, and with profound disbelief, she was heartbroken to learn the responses from the string were just her vibrations bounced back to her. There was no one on the other end. Her terrarium, the only remembrance of her home planet, was broken to pieces. Kororu broke down and cried out to the howling wind which drowned out her voice. My God, I swear, when I read this part I sobbed aloud. Hope and betrayal are two things I know well, and seeing someone I care about hurt like that brought me to the ring of tears. 4 months later, on the hostile planet, when the weather was finally clear, Kororu stumbled upon another star string, and with reinvigorated hope, she decided to climb it. At the end of the story, we were taken away from Kororu to a distant planet wherein a boy discovered a star string piercing the night sky. We learned that Kororu is still out there somewhere, tracing the strings across the stars, all the while dreaming that out there an encounter awaits her. My heart sank to the darkest depths of my chest. Still, within that drowning blue, I somewhat feel happy. Happy to know that there is still hope. Hope that one day Kororu will find joy. That was such a bittersweet ending. I think if we were to remove the boy at the end of Star Strings Yori, the story would become a tragedy. Korodu is doomed to forever wander the stars, all on her own. But with the boy, we get a glimmer of hope. It is possible that Korodu still one day may encounter him, and that hope prevents the bittersweetness from turning into a tragedy. It's well known by Akihito Tsukushi's readers that we will never get a happy ending when it comes to his works. But in my opinion, it's not important whether the character accomplishes their goal, but it is important that there is hope they might do, and that's enough. When I read Star Strings Yori, I found I could draw many similarities from my own life. I used to be a loner living upon my own planet. I did well on my own, yes, but I always longed for a companion. I would find strings that led me to other planets, to other people, and with a palpitating heart I made my way to them. Sometimes I would be maltreated, and most of the time there was nothing there for me. But then one day I stumbled upon someone who understood me and spoke to me the way I had forever longed for. So, with the last of my courage, I once again took the leap of faith. I stepped out of my planet and climbed the string that led to them, and finally, I got a happy ending. I think this is where we all can make a connection to ourselves. I am sure we have all encountered our share of hardship, and that perhaps it seems impossible to overcome. But yet, here we are. So I believe the message of the story is, on the road to happiness, hardship is inevitable, but keep hope, because eventually you'll make it through. And now I would like to talk about the absolute bangers that is Akihito Tsukushi's art. Like, yeah, damn, look at Korodu. Ain't she adorable? Have you seen this panel? This and this and this? And look at the wide shots of the planets and the stars. They're so good. Thank you for watching all the way to here. It's the first time I've ever made a video essay like this. And English isn't really my first language, so feel free to bombard me should I make any mistakes. That's all. Bye.